Right across our beautiful city here in Lincoln, there have been some incredible responses to the needs and challenges that many individuals and communities are facing, particularly in the light of the last 18 months with the pandemic. None of it could have been possible without the determination and resilience of the volunteers working on many of the ACT's projects. Let's hear from some of our team leaders about the incredible contribution of our volunteers and the difference that they have made.
So at Lincoln Food Bank, we've done so much. As I'm sure you can imagine, in this pandemic, we've been really, really busy. If you like numbers, we've fed over 5,000 people with emergency food parcels, and we've given out over 80 tonnes of food. And what's amazing about that is all of that food has been donated, whether it's in supermarket collections that people have done weekly, individual donations, or like villages or groups of people getting together to collectively donate to Lincoln Food Bank. That has been incredible. We've launched a new online referral system, which is fantastic because it's not just Lincoln Food Bank that's using it, it's Lincoln Community Larder, Lincoln Mosque, and the St Swithin's delivery team as well. So collectively and in partnership, we can see what we're doing across the whole of the city, and we're really working together on that, which has just been fantastic. We're still delivering food to people as well who can't get out, and we're going to be moving warehouses in the next couple of weeks to have a better space for our volunteers to work in, and a bigger space so we can meet the demand that's needed. So Lincoln Food Bank could not run without our volunteers at all. It is such a big operation. You know, we have people in our food bank distribution centres not only giving out the food but giving out support, guidance, being a listening ear to those people that are coming in. We've got our delivery teams delivering food, but behind the scenes as well in our warehouse, all of this food hasn't just magically appeared here. We've got volunteers stacking, sorting, making the food parcels up. We've got people putting data into our systems, answering the phones, sorting out emails for us. It's a really big operation, and every single kind of cog in the food bank machine is so valuable and so important. We could not do it without our volunteers, and I'm so grateful for all the time, effort and commitment that they put in every single week, because it means so much, and it means so much to the people that are receiving the food as well. Often we have people come in that just don't feel like they're worth it, but we've got volunteers saying like, you are worth it and you are unique and God loves you and we love you as well. At the moment, a lot of the homeless community are living in a travel lodge, where they only have a kettle and a bowl and a spoon, because that's all you get in a travel lodge. So we've had volunteers making up individual packs for those people that you can use, the food that can be used with just a kettle, with plates and forks and knives as well, so people can eat in a dignified way. I think about the little girl that came into Life Church, and when she received her food parcel, she was so excited because her cereal had Toy Story cereal, and she said to the volunteers, "How did you know this is my favourite?" And she was so happy to receive that cereal. And that cereal that someone's donated, maybe they thought, oh, maybe a kid would like this. They did. The little girl absolutely loved it. And I think about the lady, the single mum that came in who had absolutely nothing. She'd mashed her last potato, given it to her child, and she came to the food bank with nothing. But again, she was met with food, and she was met with a listening ear. And the amazing thing about this story is that she kept coming back, and she came back again, and now she's part of the community. She's been to Alpha, she volunteers within the food bank, her confidence has increased, she's had her benefits sorted out because the church had just gathered around and helped her and her child, and the difference in her 6 months on is absolutely unbelievable.
We've spent lockdown building relationships with people who are isolated, who don't have any social support around them, and built some fantastic relationships with people that we didn't know about in our local community. And as well as that, obviously, thanks to the food bank, we've been able to feed and provide emergency clothing and toiletries to hundreds and hundreds of people. Our volunteers are basically the bedrock of everything that we do. As well as serving and blessing people in our community, they also look after each other. Our volunteers are a team, we're a family, and we're here to look after our local community. At the food bank, we get a lot of people coming in, and we get to see a lot of people regularly. We build relationships with them over time. One of the greatest stories, just for me personally, has been a guy that has been, basically he's lived on the streets a lot of his life. He's been involved in, addiction and stuff like that he doesn't want to be part of. And we've helped him just spend some time away from that. So we've given him some positive space where he can get some peace and quiet. And we've discovered that he really loves art. So amazingly, we managed to put him in touch with a painter from a live church who's going to be giving him painting lessons and helping him to really grow in something that, he's always thought about and has just never had the chance to do. So it's an amazing story, giving somebody a real way out of a trap that they've been in all their life.
This year has been really busy for Restore. Butterfly's team have been reaching out every week to our community of over 50 women with befriending phone calls, and now the weather's getting better. They've started to gather in small groups to reconnect, which, let's face it, is just so much better doing in person rather than on the screen. ESOL have been running weekly online classes for our advanced students in groups of 10 and keeping in touch with our foundation and intermediate classes too. The Shed guys have been out and about, whether it's been cycling or walking, repairing bikes. These guys have been meeting in pairs and in groups when the restrictions allow, and the community has been growing. There are now about 20 men connecting in regularly with the Shed. Over the last year, we've also reshaped Restore and launched our Restore programme, a series of courses including life-ready skills, money management through CAP, job skills, and a wellness recovery action plan. We've had 22 people take part in this 12-week programme so far, and judging by the feedback we've had, we're off to a great start. Thinking about our volunteers and everything that they mean to us actually makes me a little bit emotional, because I am blown away continually by the drive, the passion, the energy, the skill, the insight, the creativity. I think I've already said that, but double lots of creativity that they bring, whether that's through picking up the phone call and making a telephone call every week, which on the surface is such a simple thing to do, but actually is multifaceted and full of love and care. And for so many people, their phone doesn't ring outside of that once a week. And for me, completely selfishly, getting to work alongside people who turn up and bring their skills and their energy and their passions just for the love of seeing a difference made in the lives of people around them is nothing short of a dream. So I feel incredibly blessed. I know our projects are the better for the input and just the people, the volunteers bringing themselves to it. And I know that the lives of people that we're connecting with are directly impacted. I just know that how incredibly fortunate and blessed I am to get to work with all of our volunteers. And I know that the people we're supporting and connecting with feel the same. There are so many stories that I could bring today, but the one that stood out for me is someone who was on one of our Restore programs. They actually joined a week into the program because they'd just come out of rehab. They've been struggling with addiction and self-harm on and off for years. I remember when I interviewed them for coming onto the program, they were up for it, but they were also really tired, also really sort of, yep, okay, sure, let's do this. And then by the end of the program, when we were finishing up, they said to me, do you know, when I started, I felt so useless. I felt empty. I felt like I was a burden. They'd moved back in with their parents to get that additional support at home. And I said, coming on the Restore program has helped them to realise that they have something to bring to the world. That they're not defined by the path that they've taken, but they've actually got something to bring to the table. And this in particular was a real mind-blowing moment for them. They said for years they've been in a pattern of self-destruction, self-harm, alienating themselves from the people that they love. And I remember them saying, this is mind-blowing. So they were trying to communicate just how big a shift of a viewpoint that was for them. And as we were chatting through the skills and the different things that they'd learned over the programme, it was just such a perfect encapsulating moment of everything we do, where we look to empower people to end poverty. Because for this person, they're leaving the programme, they want to stay in touch and they want to stay connected in on the community element, but they feel genuinely equipped to now take steps forward. They are coming out of it with new skills and with a sense of self-worth that wasn't there before, but they feel confident to stand on their own 2 feet to try and take some steps. And that is just so what I'm here for and so what we're here for as ACTS. And yeah, I love it.
This has been an unbelievably hard year for people living in Sincil Bank. I think it's been a hard year for all young people across Lincoln really, but particularly here in Sincil Bank, a lot of the houses are a bit smaller, there's not a huge amount of garden space, and so to be able to reopen our youth club has been really special for them. But throughout the year, during the lockdowns, we've been phoning up young people, we've been doing Zoom calls with them, games, quizzes, we even did a escape room with young people online, and really trying to keep up a good level of communication and having something positive for them to do every week. And we're really grateful to our volunteers for helping make that happen. We have volunteers here tonight. We've got 2 volunteers who are helping us out, and that means that we're able to replicate the vision of Energise to every young person who comes along by having people coming and getting involved in activities, making sure that young people feel welcome, are in conversation with leaders who are invested in them and are really giving their time. Every youth leader is different, and that includes staff and volunteers. So to have a number of youth leaders who have got different experiences and different skill sets really makes the club feel a homely and special place, and so we can't really run clubs well without volunteers. I just want to tell you about 2 young people, Kylie and Jack. A year ago, they were a real handful, full of energy, also got into quite a lot of trouble. But we've seen a real progression over them over the past year, and part of that is because we've had volunteers who have been contacting them each week during the lockdowns and making sure that they're doing all right, and having a friendly voice on the other end of the phone for them to talk to each week, and running Zoom calls and escape rooms and online quizzes, these kind of things. And to see them back in person again and see how well they've been behaved at our youth clubs has been really, really special. So these are 2 young people we've been particularly impressed with.
So over the last year, we've seen many people walk through our doors, many people with lots of struggles and worries that they've been carrying on their shoulders. And I think it's just been an amazing opportunity, the volume of people we've been able to see, the volume of people we've been able to come alongside, speak into their struggles and worries. But it's been all through our volunteers who have just been amazing, and who are that foundation, who greet you with that friendly smile, and just seeing that breakthrough in people's lives from the first week they may have come in and just were very weighed down, and then 3 weeks later we see them with this big beaming smile on their face. It's just been amazing seeing that transformation in such a short space of time and through just a few hours a week. It's been amazing. Our volunteers are the lifeblood of this project, of all of the nightlight cafes. Without our volunteers, we wouldn't be able to do anything. As I'd said, just from that walk-in and the hospitality that our volunteers offer, the friendly chats, just the conversation, it's brilliant, and our volunteers are so instrumental in the entire process, from the beginning and setting up the cafe to tearing down at the end, to the conversations, to the hospitality. They mean everything to us, and I'm just so proud of each of them that they've really stepped up and give their own time and volunteer selflessly to sow into the lives of other people. The first week we opened, we saw a couple of young lads who were very recently out of prison, who came in and and opened up about substance abuse issues that they had, that they were dependent on it. Week in, week out, we would come alongside, just talk into those struggles. And 3 weeks later, both of them came in with big beaming smiles on their face and said, we haven't touched any drugs this week. And explained that without the space that the cafe provides, without the friendly conversation, without the volunteers coming alongside and just being friends, they wouldn't have had the courage to do so. And still every single week they come in, even just for 5-10 minutes, just to say, we're clean, we haven't touched any drugs this week, we're just so thankful for everything that the Nightlight Cafe has been to us. So that's been one of our highlights and just one of many stories. Even the first week, there was another gentleman who sat there very timidly and barely said 5 words. And to see him last week really engaging, big bubbly smile, big, just joyous stature to him. It was beautiful seeing that transformation almost from cocoon to butterfly, and we're just so thankful that he's free from some of those burdens that were holding him back.
So, what next? Well, we are determined to continue to support and serve the people in the city through our great projects, and we want to continue to empower all our volunteers to do just that. One exciting development this year is that we're going to be launching a brand new community grocery here in Lincoln. In partnership with the Message Trust, the grocery is a member model where people come, they pay a small membership fee, and for that they can take home a shopping basket worth of food. It's not just about the food, they also have access to our Restore programme and the other many projects that we run that can support people.
What can I say? Just the biggest thank you to each and every one of you for every single ounce of energy, passion and love that you continually pour out. We couldn't do this without you, and we wouldn't want to do it without you. So thank you so much for being part of the family.
Thank you so much to our food bank volunteers. We really couldn't do it without you. You really do make a difference into people's lives, and we are so grateful for everything that you give to Food Bank. Thank you so much.
Without volunteers, we would be lost and wouldn't be able to do anything for our community. We love you, we're so grateful. All of our volunteers are fantastic. Thank you.
We just want to say a huge thank you to every person who's volunteered with ACTS projects this year. Energise couldn't run without volunteers, and I know that's true for all of the ACTS projects. So thank you so much for giving up your time and giving your talents to ACTS Trust. We're really grateful, and a big thank you.
Volunteers, we thank you so much for all you've done across our cafes, across the ACTS network of projects. Without any of you, we wouldn't have been able to sow into the lives of people. We wouldn't have been able to see breakthrough in troubling situations. But actually, more importantly, we just thank you for giving up your time, being selfless with your gifts and talents. And we just want to honour you today.
I want to say a thank you to all of our volunteers across all the projects, not just from me, but on behalf of those who we are reaching out to support and help, particularly at this time. Sometimes we don't even realise just what difference we're making. You know, every conversation that we have, every food parcel we give out, every young person we connect with could be the thing that really transforms and brings change to their life. So I just want to encourage you, keep doing what you're doing. Don't give up, keep being determined to make a difference, because you really are transforming lives.